Here we go again. Big Daddy and Friends. And you know what? It's I guess I want to say my privilege, my honor, and we have a baseball superstar who happens to be a dear friend of mine, and he's agreed to join us. So we're going to talk to the one, the only Adam Jones. How you doing, Adam?
The coolest Adam Jones out the group. There's some different Adam Joneses, but
yeah,
I think myself as the coolest one out of this illustrious group.
Yeah, because right away, oh, was that Adam Jones? Pac-Man? No.
That's all I hear everywhere I go when I travel. Like, Pac-Man.
I can imagine.
Nah, man.
No.
I'm 6'3". He's 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". Play football. He got long hair. He got dreads. Like, damn, it's all black. It was all black people look alike.
And he can't hit a baseball. I know.
No, and I can't hit no receiver. So
yeah, but you know what?
Sports.
You say that, but here's something that probably your fans, my listeners and viewers may not know, but you were good in football, basketball, and baseball.
I think I was athletic enough to play the other sports.
Okay.
But I think when a lot of people seen me, like when I'm meeting people, especially like after about 21, 22, you seen that body. But coming out of when I was 15, 16, 17, you're like, what? Like, who? I mean, I had that athletic. I had that athletic build though. Like 6'1", 178, 180. Coming out of the draft. So it's like you had the athletic build, but I was skinny but athletic, and when I was 17, 18. So you can obviously see the maturation. But most people that see me at 6'3", 225, 230, and they're like, "Oh, okay, damn, you bigger than I thought." And I'm like, I mean, I'm me, but okay.
Yeah, you didn't pick up baseball till you were 12, right? What?
Right, on a daily basis.
Yeah, my understanding was, okay, you're a big Padres fan. Tony Gwynn was your, idol?
Icon. I mean, yeah. And the thing is that he doesn't get as much recognition because it's San Diego. San Diego is not, I mean, everybody knows San Diego is, hell, I want to go live in San Diego. I want to go vacation in San Diego. I love being in San Diego. The food is great. Like, who doesn't love San Diego? But
yeah,
you're not talking about the Padres anytime or the Chargers. It's like, oh, okay, they have a sports team out there, especially East Coast people who come to San Diego. Oh, they got a sports team out there, but who cares? Like, what their name is, you don't even know. So, growing up is just like, I wish he got more recognition, but to us in San Diego, he's just a legend. And it was great even when I went to Baltimore because, okay, I mean, dang, I get to go be around another legend and Cal Ripken and see how beloved he is over there. And it just sucks that, being from San Diego, it's just the sports is such a inbred city that, my parents and a lot of my friends' parents aren't really from here. Military brought them here or something. But my generation's here, and it's just not, that culture's not strong enough to pass that generation on. But on the East Coast, y'all so traditionalized in sports, and y'all idolize the athletes that deserve that. And so it was just like really cool to see how they idolize Cal Ripken and Brooks Robinson and Boo Powell, and smell Boo Powell's food coming out of center field. But and Eddie Murray and Palmer, just how they idolized, their legends. And I wish San Diego did that more. But as you know, that's just not the type of city it is. We just great weather.
Yeah, that's I never had a bad moment when I was in San Diego. And but I have to say, I do know Tony Gwynn, and he was a great, outstanding player. And I can give him kudos all day long. And I'm not even a baseball guy, which I just know sports, and I know who's who pretty much and whatnot. And he was definitely a hell of a player. So you had a great icon to admire and help your baseball, I guess, dreams move along.
Big time. You seen how, because that's when the TV were more in depth with the athletes. I think they need to bring that back. Social media is a way of doing it, but social media is like, okay, I can word it how I want to word it. When you do it on TV, it's a little bit different. You get a little bit more personal. So back we had our TV channel would go in touch with the families but personal and talk with interviews with the new players or some veterans or it was just really cool dynamic what the Padres and their network had back in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was really cool to be because a lot of friends of mine, it's like, all right, we love Tony Gwynn, but like this player is really good too. But we know more about him than social media is going to allow. I should say.
Yeah. Well, one of the greatest things that in our beginning stages of becoming friends was what was awesome for me was that, I don't really go to many baseball games. And when I do, it's like the Red Sea parting because, it's like, oh, Big Daddy, what are you doing here? I've had a few of those because I run into certain people. But the one time when you played the Yankees, I remember I was sitting in the front row and you came over right before you guys started the game, and we got that picture taken, which I have somewhere in here, my little museum. And
you're a football guy.
I'm a all around sports guy, But yeah, I guess if you go rank them, I guess football, it's in my blood, man. That's all.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's funny when I was at Maryland where I played ball. I got to see the Orioles and the love that you guys got and how baseball is a big thing down there, in Maryland, especially when I was there, you were the only show in town. There was no nationals or any of that. It was either that or you watch University of Maryland or the local colleges play baseball. But, the Orioles were always loved dearly. And, I mean, obviously, with all the success they had there and, Cal Ripken and his father and brother and all that, it made it for an interesting time when I wasn't focused on football or hockey or whatever else was going on, So, so let's tell the fans a little bit. So you have a successful high school career, you get drafted, and do you go right from high school to the pros and like do that whole farm system thing? How to explain to everybody, because I'm sure they want to know.
All right, so my route is I went through high school and I got drafted at high school. So I signed on July, I think 17th or 19th, something like that. I should remember that, right? That's an important day in my life. But I was 17. It was a week before, 2 weeks before I turned 17. So, but then I left San Diego the 23rd of July and went to Arizona, and the 24th I was taking physicals, and then 25th in rookie ball started the journey, and that was 03, and then fast forward, finished that season, start of 04 season, go to where do we go? Appleton, Wisconsin, which as a football guy, you should know Appleton, Wisconsin very well.
Yeah, that must have been a shock for you.
The micro tail. Like, what the hell is this?
The only thing I think I going on there is like Applebee's and Burger King, and that's where every NFL team stays.
Yeah.
You go to play the Packers because there's nowhere else.
There's nowhere else to stay. I don't even know how that plane even landed. NFL team planes land at that damn airport. I didn't know there's enough runway.
Yeah.
And then get off the plane, 27 degrees. I'm from San Diego. I ain't never seen this. Snowing. I'm just like, hey, what is what is this? And it's like,
you had to learn how to buy a winter coat.
But yeah, well, I'm like, oh man. Then I had a host family my first year at 18. They generally wanted the high school guys to have a host family because they just wanted them to groom themselves into first being on their own, but still having like, that nurturingness of like having someone at home when you come home. Because at first time at 18, most 18-year-olds, like unless you're out on the streets by yourself, most come back to parents or older brother or somebody that's at the house. And, for me, it was good to always come back and my first year away from home, like somebody was out, like somebody was always home. But also I could be like, I can stay out as late as I want because they ain't my parents. So.
Yeah. But there all you would have been doing was either making snowballs, sleigh
Yeah.
riding, or going to that casino.
Exactly.
That's about it, man. There ain't much.
I didn't know how to drive in the snow. I didn't know how to do nothing. So I'm just like, for the first couple of months, I just felt it out. It's like, okay, all right. But I had some older guys, some guys that repeated the level that I had a couple of days of spring training with, that told me like this is how it's going to be, and kind of some groomed me, and just helped me out along the way. And then fast forward that year, went to Double A. I got called up to High A San Bernardino for a month, and the end of '04, which is good. I'm from San Diego. It was an hour and a half drive. I could see my people. I felt more comfortable. Weather was better. It was a lot warmer. It was a city. Then the next year, I started '05. Again, I played first half in San Bernardino. I was close to home. Then I got called up to Double A at the All-Star break in June. And then I was 19, Double A, playing short against that's when the competition went sky high. Balls are hit harder. Guys are faster. Pitchers are better, sharper, throwing harder, more crisp. More plays are made defensively. So I'm sitting there like I had to up my game to then. So then that's when I was at shortstop still. So they moved my ass out to center field because I couldn't compete at shortstop with all these other guys because they was good as hell. And I was like, I was good. I was solid. These dudes blowing me away. But I could hit and I was athletic. So they was like, look, take your ass out to center field. And I was like, damn, I want to play shortstop. I don't care what you want. Take your ass out to center field. I was like, all right. So then I went out to center field, and then I went to the fall league. I started working out in center field, finished that league at shortstop, went to the fall league of '05. The fall league is the prospect league. It's what the NFL could have. It's like the guys that were – it's like the guys – well, no, it's just way different. It's basically the young prospects, the guys that are AA, AAA on the brink of making to the big leagues next year. The guys that have a chance. It's like
they tried to do that, but it didn't work out.
Like if the practice squad players played against other practice squads.
Yeah, got it.
You know what I mean? Like you should do that. They should do it. Or some guys that were hurt. It's like winter ball in a sense, but winter ball for the prospects, not all races, but for the prospects of AA, AAA. Like, all right, you're on the cusp of making it to the big leagues. We're going to put all the really good prospects together and have them go against each other. Because then, like, yeah, they just have – that's how they do it. So I went there in '05 as center fielder, and I'm like, damn, they threw me in center. But I went up a level in '06 to AAA. And I was like, I moved. The thing that sucked, though, about that, and I learned the politics of the game. That was my first political part I learned, is I just turned 20, so I went to AAA. The guy who I replaced in center field, who was in AA with me last year when I was a shortstop, he was 25. He was supposed to go up to AAA, but he was 25. He just turned 26. I just turned 20, and I'm in center field. So it's like, you're younger. And I'm like, that's when I learned, like, the political part, like, oh, damn. So since I'm younger and, like, they just going to push me through the way. And I'm like, I can't be mad at that. But at the same time, it's like, damn. Now his journey is going to be that much harder because he's older and whatnot. But at the same time, I'm 20. I gotta do what I gotta do. Hell, I got a family to feed my damn self. I want to make it to the major leagues. And it was cool being AAA at 20 because you had all the years. It was the young guys. AAA is the guys that have had big league time. Mm-hmm. So you got guys that dress a certain way, act a certain way. They have that major league posture and debonair bullshit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
you gotta have the look, the part.
Yeah. So I learned how to be a little bit more professional. I wasn't 21 yet, so I'm learning how to just be a little bit more professional because some guys that I really looked up to that I had to spend good time with in spring training, I was able to, now I'm with them in the season, a little bit more intimate, and like they got to show me the ropes on the road, and just how to be a little bit more of an adult, more of a pro, because if I'm 20 in AAA, the chances of me going to the next level is pretty damn good. So the guys just like gave me, like the guys were great to me. They were just like, hey, just be more of a pro. Like they kept me away from any sort of trouble. I was 20, so nothing I really could do in the States. So then July 14th, they called me to the big leagues 2 weeks before my 21st birthday. And I was like sitting in Toronto hotel, like I swear, I tell my wife this all the time. This night, that my first day before my first game in the big leagues, is like Home Alone, and is like treated like Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. When he goes to the hotel and just like looks around this room. I got a regular ass room. This room felt like it was the most palatial 2,000 square foot. This is a regular hotel standard room at the Four Seasons. It was nice, but a regular ass standard room. And I'm just like, this is just like, I'm the king of the world right now. And, I'm just sitting there just waiting. I woke up at 5:05, 6:05, 7:05, 8:05, 9:05. Finally got up and just like, man, all right, I'm just going to eat some breakfast. And I was just so nervous to go play. But that started that day right there. July 14th started the journey, man. And I got a taste of the big leagues that day. And I didn't relinquish it for, 13 years. About 13 years of service time. And every day was a joy. Now I'm playing in Japan, but, every day to play the game is a joy. And, as you get older and change teams and, realize what just realize the game, you just, start to realize that you can't play this thing forever. So I'm starting to slowly mentally come to the understanding that you can't play this game forever. And, just trying to just still enjoy the game as much as you can, as much as I can. So that's my little tidbit story. There's a lot in between there too. All-star games, kids, marriage.
Ready? 5-time All-Star.
Yeah, some gold gloves in there.
Time Golden Glove winner. Silver Slugger winner. Anything else?
There's a couple of awards in there. You know what I mean? But
that's right.
That's me being me. You know what I mean? I think the real version is me. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm sure there's a bunch of cats out there that would like, man, I wish I was Adam Jones. I didn't know he had all that going on. Or they do know you have it going on. And, listen, I know from watching, when you would come up to bat, the commentators say something, and it's always positive. And, man, I wish we had him on our team. How many times I remember one time I did watch a highlight while you were playing the Yankees, and I think you guys were down by 2, and all of a sudden he hit it out of the park. And I'm like, he's killing us, this guy. And I'm like laughing, being, again, I'm just watching as your fan, not being a real fan of either any team or whatever, and watching, man, I'm like, man, Adam's really good.
Hey, all I tried to do on a daily basis is say I had when I got to the Mariners and I seen some of the guys. Mike Cameron was still around there. You seen guys just having fun all the time. And my mentors, Mark McLemore, played 19 years, and he just told me like, look, man, have fun though. Play the game, have fun. And my personality is have fun, and it's a damn game. End of the day, it's a job. This puts food on our tables. It is competitive. It's hard as hell, especially at the top level. People think it's easy because we got social media. So why didn't you catch that? Which, damn. See the dude Scanlon didn't catch that ball the other night. Why didn't you catch that? I mean, I wouldn't have caught it. I probably would have. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
at the same time, can I right now get that separation and would Aaron Rodgers throw me the damn ball? No. So I'm not going to be in that situation. I ain't getting that separation from the cornerback. He all up in my shit. Just, nah.
But you know what the funniest thing is, and is always the football guy wants to be the basketball player or the baseball.
Mm-hmm.
All the other athletes, they want to do the other sport. They're like,
we always do.
Daddy, I could catch that ball, man, if you throw it to me. I'm like, yeah, but me throwing it to you is not Brett Favre throwing it to you. You gonna get your head.
I remember one time I was at API, and now it's Exos, and Stafford and Freeman were there.
Mm-hmm.
I was running routes for them, and they're just about to get to the draft. Ball's coming out hot, throwing my hand, man, trying to get separation from these cornerbacks, running routes with Demaryius Thomas, man. Sit my ass down. Go over there. Play baseball, bro. I picked the right sport. Them dudes football players are freaks. Freaks, as you know. Them dudes are freaks. They're big, strong, fast, agile, can move. You got some, they're like, oh, this dude's fat. And he, like a Gilbert Brown, he's just fat. And he ain't fat. Will Cox moving. They're like, what?
I used
I
to
give
think,
the praise to the football players, especially I love the linemen, them big bastards. Because my cousin was a lineman. He's a big, agile bastard. He played in college, and I'm like, man, I love linemen.
yeah, well, that's what I did, man. And I used to laugh because I would show off where I could do a split, and people are like, man, big guy, I didn't know you could do that. I'm like, yeah, man, I could do it. I used to even do it. I'd be out dancing and whatnot. I'd be like, watch this. Boom, do the split right there in front of people, and people be like, man, you gonna have a hernia. No, I ain't, because I'm mobile, I'm agile, and I'm an athlete.
Yeah, hey, they don't realize they just call them big fat dudes, man. I mean, and they're big and fat, yeah.
Yeah, listen, you know what? They always say the guy with the biggest ass is the guy that you want to run behind.
100%. You want to be right behind it. That's why it's for its ass for a reason. Go right behind it. And man, but then you got the basketball dudes and big, tall, lanky bastards that are freaks too.
Yeah, they jump out of the building,
and they're strong. They're strong.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this one thing. It's sad, but I'll say this: I had the great fortune of going to Maryland when Len Bias was there. So watching him. And I remember he used to come in the weight room, and he was a strong dude. And he was about 6'8", 6'9", and his shoulders, he was out there. He was wide. And I remember when I saw him play, I was just like, man. Like, obviously I watched him on TV before I went to school there. Then all of a sudden, here I am walking into a classroom that he's in. And then also see him in the weight room and, then watching him play. It was like, and he was a guy that was, bless his soul, because who knows what would have happened if he lived, play with those Celtic teams, because he was the guy before Jordan. Like they were in the same era, but Michael was a guard. Lenny was a forward that happened to be a forward center because Maryland didn't have a center, but he was that guy jump out of the building and had a jump. And it was
I got to see him, man.
Oh man, and you know what? And
I wish the world got to see him.
What's that?
I said it's just the world got to see him, just like everybody else. Yeah.
And the thing was, I grew up in Long Island, New York, and I was a St. John's fan, so I was a big Walter Berry guy, Chris Mullin, all that, and then comparing Walter Berry and Lenny, two different players. One was a down low guy. Lenny was a guy that could just. You have to get out on a three, he go out there and hit it on you, or he just dunk it in your face. That's what athlete he was. But anyway, so now how you leave MLB and you go to Japan.
Yep.
How what's the word? How difficult was that? Like, was it difficult? Was it easy? Like, what was your how much of a challenge was that for you?
I mean, difficult in first to make a decision to do that because they want to know in December, and around the winter meetings when a lot of things can happen, and especially out the last 5-6 years of our free agency has worked, it's prolonged itself into January, February, sometimes into March, which is just ass. This structure should be more like football and baseball. You know who the hell you want. You know what your roster needs. Go freaking get them and get your shit started. Damn. That's how a lot of athletes feel, I'm sure, but teams, obviously. They ain't get that way to be. They ain't get billionaires to be for no damn reason, for giving it away. But like I said, it was difficult because to leave MLB. I'm physically able to play in MLB. I still want to play in MLB. It's not like I want to retire. I still want to play baseball. I think that I still have value, but what do you guys think? And then you see that the interest is not that much. The year before, there was zero interest, and I'm just like, why the hell not? I still had a good year the year before. I'm still in shape. I still am, productive. I still played a full season. I haven't been on a DL in a decade. These guys go on a DL. They're signing 4, 5, 6 year deals. I'm just like, all right, I'm limber. I checked majority of y'all boxes. Am I as young and you? No. Okay. But damn it, no. But I even on the DL, so of course my legs are a little older and my body's a little more tired because I played every day. Sorry. So they praise you in all sports, praise you because, oh man, you were healthy. Yeah. But you played too much. So how much do you have in the tank since you played too much? You know what I mean? So it got to be where like they see you as an old 32, an old 33. And I'm like, damn, I'm still putting in gas. But then my agent brought to me Japan and I'm like, nah, it's cool. I mean, maybe next year, man. I still want to play another year in ball in America. I mean, who doesn't want to play MLB as many as you can, of course. And then, the winter, I guess the GM meetings, and he was like, talk to every team, ask if they have any interest. I'm not trying to break no bank. And they just, again, no, not much interest. And I had them beating around. And then Japan came back and was like, we got more interest. Like, all right, let's really sit down and talk about this. And they came with they came with a 2-year deal. And me and my wife was just like, we got 2 young kids, 6 and 4. And we're like, Japan 2-year guaranteed. MLB, you won't make this amount of money in MLB. Probably ain't getting no job in MLB, so you're probably gonna be on the couch annoying the hell out of my wife. That's what she said. You're probably gonna be on the couch annoying me. So Japan seems like a good idea. So we just weighed all the options and was like, we went on vacation and was like, let's do it. I had to go on vacation to clear my head. I had to go to Mexico.
So let me ask, so over there, did you have fans in the stands?
So like the first 3 weeks when I first got there, first 3 weeks of February, fans, everything. About end of February, they're like, okay, fans are going to stop because the coronavirus is getting more cases, I guess. Mm-hmm. But they were allowed fans in the games. March 8th or something, we had a spring training game, packed. The next day, no more fans until August 1st, August 2nd, my birthday, around my birthday. It was the first time we had fans. And they started out with like 25% capacity for a couple of weeks and then 50. And then I think they ended up with like maybe 75% capacity in stadiums because the people over there listen. That's all I got for that. They just listen. Yeah, I mean, who the hell? I don't have to tell a grown man to wash his hands. I shouldn't have to tell nobody to wash their hands. I shouldn't have to tell anybody to do it. They listen. Okay, it's as simple as that. I said on my podcast, and I went on people's podcasts all throughout March, May. People over here listen. That's all they do. Well, doctors are telling you something. The government's telling you something. They're like, okay, well, all right, cool. So that's why in May they opened. A lot of stuff in Kobe, Osaka was open in May. So we couldn't play baseball yet, but we can go out and venture into certain things. Now, obviously, like you can go to there's Shake Shacks over there. Obviously, they don't want capacity, but they opened back up, so we were able to still go see stuff. Yeah. And the weather started getting super nice, so it felt like San Diego all over again. And so we went hiking all throughout the mountains back, and just got to really, really see a lot of stuff. And that part was like a tourist, because I didn't have to play no games. So I had like 3 months off with my family. I'm like, let's go see everything we can. And I'm still getting paid.
Who's better than you?
Who's better than me? Who's doing it? MLB, they halted their checks, so they got 37% of their money. I got the whole 100% of mine. So it's like my money looked larger in 1 year. So it's like I won 2020.
Yeah.
In a sense, in the sport sense of it. Nobody won 2020. No, 2020. I want to take
them all to the side. My life is positive and new and everything else going on. But now let me ask you a fun question. What was the worst meal you ever had on the road?
The worst meal is like in a hotel?
Anywhere.
No, like hotel or if the meals. Hotel food's never bad. No, worst meal I ever had. I did, but did I have to eat it?
No. If you tried it and it was bad, then you obviously didn't eat it.
What if I didn't try it?
Okay. So say if you didn't try it, what made you not try it?
So we're in Miami with the WBC, and I ordered for breakfast. I was like, man, I got my kids, man, this shit's expensive. Kids, and they eat everything. But I ordered an omelet, and I ordered a simple omelet, bacon, cheese, and you give me some tomatoes and some onions and all that kind of stuff. And it comes straight up eggs with a pound of mushrooms in that nasty looking damn thing. And I'm like, who in the hell ordered this? I called in the order. So I looked at it, I was like, hell no. I called him back. I need a new omelet, man. Nobody eating who the hell ordered egg with a pound of damn mushrooms in the middle? Now, there's a lot of people that like mushrooms, and congratulations, you like mushrooms. I personally don't like them. So I'm getting better at it, but I don't like them in that capacity, at least.
Well, listen, you've seen me, you and I went out to eat. We had that big lunch one time at that Italian by Madison Square Garden. But I don't eat like that anymore. I will tell you this.
Me either.
I'm down. I lost 62 pounds since March.
That's awesome.
I've been working out. I've been dieting, and it's a whole new, a whole new Big Daddy. I'm just trying to be daddy. So, but that's it with that one. But okay, your favorite city to play in? That's the one I was really waiting to ask.
I mean, obviously Baltimore because I get to go home at night, sleep in my own bed. That was always great. But San Diego, it's home. It's where I got to see so many people came out. Anaheim has to be up there too because I went there more frequently. So I got to see, you go to Anaheim every year, maybe twice. San Diego, we went once every 3 years based on how the schedule. So, so Anaheim was always that. But people drove an hour and some change to come up there and support for the weekend or whatever, 3 days. So that was always cool. And Seattle, it was always my brother's trip. So I brought my brothers and cousins. We'd just be like 4 of us. We'd just be up in Seattle, just go to steakhouses and just chill for the weekend or whatever. And they'd be in the beer gardens, and I'd sit there during the game, say what's up to them, and go. And it was just, that was always a fun time.
Now, obviously, was Ken Griffey Jr. there in Seattle when you were up there?
No, he was traded in 2001. So we traded in 2000. Cameron was there. Cameron was center fielder when I first got drafted. When it was my turn, when I got called up, it was Jeremy Reed was there, and he's the hitting coach now for the Angels. So
yeah, I got Griff coming on the show next week. We are.
Oh, Griff is awesome. I got the best thing is I got his last 2 years he went to the American League with Chicago and then with the Mariners. So I got to play with him, talk with him, man, and then I got to wear his line. I'm like, oh, I got to be attached to Griffey, and he's the nicest dude too. Just a big. He's a teddy bear, soft boys.
He's a good
teddy bear. Anywhere socks in the pool. He's one of those kind of black people.
I'll have to make a note and bring that up.
He's one of them type of black people. Look at socks in the pool, man. You got ugly feet. Don't nobody give it. Nobody looking under the damn water to see your damn toes. Nobody care. Care.
Oh, I gotta give myself a mental note on that one, so I'll let him have it on that one. But so anyway, on a serious note, I know that you're one of the most outspoken and passionate African American players. But you were always emphasizing injustices that minorities face every day. Right. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I think the first thing is, athletes, people always say, why are athletes speaking out, and why are we using our platforms? Because we can use our platforms to sell Nike. We can use our platforms to sell Under Armour. We can use them to sell, whatever advertisements, right? Why can't we, as black athletes, and most of the black athletes, not all, it depends on the sport, especially, but, if you go into more football, maybe, but I don't know, it's hard to really even go in the demographic of who is who and where they come from, but majority of athletes, of African-American athletes come from lesser than the great accommodations of life. Let's just be honest with ourselves. And so, this is the first time that, we're getting money. It's the first time my generation. So I'm at the end of this sport athletic generation, and you got these news guys. So, but there's a lot of athletes that made good money, that played a long time, but they learned the whole thing they learned the process around it. First time home buyers. The first time home buyers, what age generally? I personally don't know this. You might know it doing insurance stuff, but in the 30s, the 40s, being in New York.
Yeah, in New York, it's hard to buy a home.
Exactly. So you got people in their 40s, just first-time home buyers. These athletes might be 22, 23. They just got drafted first-round football. Trevor Lawrence is about to get what, 60 million? What's the going rate for the first overall pick?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be. The Jets ruined it for him. If he would have went to the Jets, he'd been probably making over 100 million just on everything combined.
Everything.
Now
Jacksonville.
There's a little different story there, but
in Jacksonville he can go get himself a big ass ranch.
Oh yeah,
big ass farm. He got to be around for 100,000.
Hey, but he could also pull an Elway and say, "I ain't going there," Or,
he could, but those times ain't nobody got the balls to do that no more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Eli Manning, dad, he ain't going to San Diego. Hell no, man. We like, screw you, Eli Manning. You don't want to come to San Diego? Get out of here.
Oh man,
We'll take Rivers. All right.
You know what? I being an ACC guy, when he was at NC State, I was a fan of his. He was
a good damn player.
And he's a good player. Still got it. I mean, he's got them in the playoffs right now. I mean, they're going up against my brother's team. My brother's the DB coach for the Bills.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I'm cheering for him, and I hope he can get to Tampa. It's anybody can beat
that'd be nice.
It'd be nice for him and for that. And then on that note, who do you got in the Super Bowl this year? Have you paid much attention to it?
Yeah. And, I think what TV wants to see is Rodgers, because he should be the MVP this year, let's be honest with you. Mahomes is fantastic, but he should be the MVP this year. Want to see maybe Rodgers, Mahomes. No, Rodgers, Mahomes.
Yeah.
Would be a big ticket. Brady, Mahomes, the youth to the, passing the torch. Could be the motto of this Super Bowl. Could this be the passing of the torch from the greatest of all time to the next greatest? I want to see Rodgers, and I think that I want to see Baltimore go to Kansas City and kick that ass. If Kip possible, but Baltimore got a tough.
Yeah, they got to go to Tennessee.
They got to start in Tennessee, so they got a tough task. And who they giving the ball to. You know who they give that. You know who they giving the ball to. They give at least 25, 30. No matter what.
He's a beast back there running that.
Tannehill has had a great year, and it is not that damn hard to have that year. Again, can I do it? Of course not. But in the spectrum of quarterbacks in the NFL, his job ain't that damn hard. Give it to him.
Yeah. You got to get it. Watch. Sit there and you hand it to him. Sit down and watch.
Yeah, don't bobble it. Give it to him, and we'll give you about 22 pass plays. Don't mess it up. That's it, and we'll win. And the defense will hold it. And then that's why they 11-5 or 10-6. One of them good records and the playoffs. That's all that matters.
Okay, so two last things. One, I know how much you love Kobe beef.
Ooh.
I know you love Kobe beef. And, if you get this way, I'm going to take you out for Kobe beef. I showed you what great meatballs were, but now we have to go and we got to do the Kobe beef thing.
I'm in. There's no in my veins for that. I'm in.
All right. Now, you want to laugh. I'm going to tell you a funny story that I heard. So Shaq was at a steakhouse in the city, and my friend was the chef. So they knew Shaq was there. So they decided to give him some big slab of Kobe beef, because he's there and they want to pay him homage and whatnot. So they bring it out to him, and supposedly they say, Shaq, welcome to our place. This is the finest Kobe beef you're ever going to eat. And Shaq takes the knife and starts jabbing. I'm never going to eat anything that says Kobe on it.
No.
and everybody was looking at him like, oh my Lord, he just did it just joking around. But he was so serious that he chopped up this piece of beef that I think was, I don't know, like 40 ounces of Kobe beef.
Oh.
But he ate it.
Yeah.
But he made a big joke, and it was funny, and
That's hilarious.
everybody got a big kick out of it. But yeah, we will definitely we will do that, and we'll continue our friendship, and I will follow you as you go over to Japan, and please tell Audi, or if I'm saying that correctly, or Audi. How am I? Audi. I always say that wrong, but
tomato.
Yep. Please tell Audi I said hello, and best of luck when you guys move again back over there, and the kids and everything. And I want you to stay safe, my friend. And I'm so glad we're connected on here. And thank you for being on, because you're one of the great all-stars, ambassadors of baseball that you need to. My job is to share this with everyone so everyone sees it and knows who you are and what you're all about. And you're one of the great guys. So thank you again for being on. I can't thank you enough, brother. So
and I just want to tell you one story that got me the most cool points. That's probably why I married her, or she married me. She married me.
All right,
I didn't marry her. She married. No, I married her. She married me. Yeah, she married me. Was the first time we ever hung out? Really was at the Jets game. No, it was the Giants, the Eagles Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Got on the field, and I got to jump on the goalpost because I still had bounce back then.
I was there. Wasn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I got to meet you in the suite. I forgot whose suite it was, but I was with Billy, and I got to meet you, and you was like, "Yeah, just follow me down to the field." We went on the field after the game, and I got a picture with Audie on the field, and like after that she was like, "Yeah, he's got some pull." I'm like, "Yeah." Got some cool points. So appreciate that, brother.
Well, I should have been.
Now I gotta live up to it. Now she only sits on the court. She won't sit 8 rows deep, court or suite. She ain't going to the damn game. Like, come on, man.
Oh, I hear you.
See, started out rough.
Sorry, I was trying to give my man the VIP treatment. So, but anyway. To everyone out there listening and watching Big Daddy and Friends, make sure you keep an eye out for Adam Jones. He is one of the best, and a great, like I said earlier, a great ambassador and a great husband and a great father, and everything all wrapped up in one. So
until the most important jobs.
Exactly. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, for everyone out there, until next time, from Big Daddy and Friends and Adam Jones, we say goodbye for now, and we'll see you guys real soon.